Happy Friday morning, Open Water Church family. Pastor Billy Brown here with you. Hope that you guys have had a great week. We've had a great week here at the church. And thanks for being with us. Thanks for watching these Devos with us every morning. So we are in the series Insta Family. And it's a couple week series here, short series that we're doing. And Pastor Dave talked about 4 consistent actions to become healthy blended members of God's family. Remember, we're all kind of blended together in this whole idea of God's family. And so I would like to talk to you about the third of those actions, which is to encourage one another. So as we get started this morning, I'd like to just read to you a couple of the passages that went along with this idea of encouraging one another. From Hebrews chapter 10, if you remember, that's where we were studying from this past Sunday. It says, "And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds." And then in verse 25, the second half of it, the B, says, "But let us encourage one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching." And then in 1 Thessalonians 5:11 says, "Therefore encourage one another and build up one another, just as you also are doing." Okay, so how do we encourage one another on a day-to-day basis? Isn't that sometimes one of those just constantly challenging things? I feel like in my life it is, and sometimes I do well in this area, and sometimes I don't do so well. And Pastor Dave used this example from that second verse that I read you. As you see the day approaching, he was talking about, can you imagine if you had a really poor conversation and you said something to someone that you know you shouldn't have said and you know you would later regret it, and then all of a sudden Jesus shows up and you just made a huge mistake when it comes to your words and when it comes to being not so encouraging, and how we would feel about that. And that's kind of what the verse is talking about. As we know the Lord's day is coming, as we know Jesus is coming, we should be constantly striving to be people who are building each other up, who are encouraging each other with our words. And so we all are in different places. I'm a parent. I am a husband. And so I feel like in those times, in my life at least, those are usually the areas that I find most victory and encouraging, and also the most struggles. And so as an example, if I am with my boys and they do something wrong, yes, they're in need of correction, but the way that I correct them, my tone of voice, my word choice is super, super important for me to be able to speak to them in a way that is loving and that is encouraging them to get better and to become better men of God eventually. If I'm with my wife, Ruthie, and we have maybe a difficult situation that we are facing, if I do not watch my tone, or if I do not watch my words with her, then I can be in a place where I'm not encouraging her. I'm not lifting her up with my words. Pastor Dave shared another verse, and I can't remember where it's found, but it basically reminds us that our tongue holds the power of life and death. So man, that is a huge, huge statement. And so the question for us today is, are we being encouraging? Are we being people who are speaking life into the people that are around us? Are you speaking life into your kids? Are you speaking life into your spouse? The team at work that you are maybe in charge of or that you work alongside of, are you speaking life and encouragement to them, saying, "Hey, great job. Good job on that. Thanks for being so, faithful." Whatever it is, there's so many things that we can say to lift others up. So that's my challenge to you guys today. Hope you have a blessed weekend. We look forward to seeing you on Sunday, 9:30 and 11 a.m. services. Have a good one.